So, Coach, we'll go ahead and get started. Then, the very interesting thing I saw in the first half of the game, when it was still very much a dogfight, and we were down at the halftime, it felt like Wichita State was working really hard to deny the post players.
Yeah.
How do you think they pulled that off, and what adjustments were made to kind of beat that?
Yeah, I mean, because Austin and Brittany just came off big-time game against USF, so basically what they were doing was the weak side guard was just running in there, and they had three-quarter and high, and the weak side guard was coming. So what we did in the second half was whoever the weak side guard was, I just said to run. Like the moment you see your kid go in there, don't pass the ball to Moss. Just run, leave, and just run to the top. And kind of that's what Diamond did a little bit, and she got some open looks. Obviously, she did some nice ball fakes, one dribble pull-ups and stuff like that she kind of got going.
So we talked. I think the last time I got a chance to talk to you, I asked you what the sweeps might mean, and you said you wanted to focus. Now that you have 3 straight games where you locked up a sweep on other conference teams, how much does that do for your squad here at this point in the season to kind of help move things along? Yeah,
I mean, I think every game is super important, and I really believe everybody, and they should. Every team comes and they bring their best game against us. So we have to lock in constantly defensively. I don't think defensively the first half we were locking in. I mean, they scored. I can't add. How many in the first half? 19 points in the first half, and I said at halftime, like USF, they only scored 33 points the whole game, and this team's about ready to score a lot more than that. Like, we got to lock in defensively. That's our mojo. That's how we play, and I think in the second half they really stepped it up in the press, and we got some tips, and we were pressing a little bit harder, and kind of doing different stuff. They did a different press break too, so we kind of adjusted.
Well, and giving them a little bit of credit too, they hit their first three-point attempts. They were doing a pretty good job denying the ball. You got to the free throw line a lot too. With I guess if there's to be a plaque that I've heard you say throughout the years, you can always play good defense. Is that kind of what you pushed into the second half there?
Yeah, but any championship team plays great defense. I haven't met one that doesn't. So. Right. I mean, USF plays great defense. Unless men's basketball, I can go down the list. Women's basketball, the best teams in the country, the best defensive teams in the country. They're not all offensive teams. Those winning teams, play defense. And I think getting to the foul line. I don't know how many times we got to the foul line in the first half. We got to the foul line. That was one of our goals, but we got there by getting tips and steals in defensively and getting to the foul line and going in transition and getting fouls that way. So that's something that we like to do.
I mean, do you think this was one of those situations where you, as a higher ranked team, got somebody's best shot tonight?
Every game is everybody's best shot, and it should be, because that's how we were when we first started in this league. I mean, we were coming after everybody, USF, and back then it was UConn, and we were trying to, go after the top team all the time, and and we got to understand that in this position, and we've never been in this position, so it's something new for him. And so I feel like Moss knows how to handle it. I think Tay can handle it. I think Diamond, our captains, they understand and they can handle everything when it comes to pressure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're just very seasoned.
So if I'm hearing you right, the captains are kind of saying that they're helping the team handle success well.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I mean, Moss is a fifth-year senior. Tay's been there for 3 years, and Diamond's been there for 4 years, and they've seen everything from playing UConn to beating USF at their place. I can go on and on. All these big games, close games, like just everything. They've been through every scenario you can imagine.
You mentioned all these seniors and all these older players tonight. Some other players got into the action late in the game, got ahead of a few of them, score and stuff like that, and the bench absolutely erupted when that happened. How cool is that to see as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, and that's when we played at that place, their place too. We got that opportunity to do that, and I think it's super important. I think it's hard because that the net. I don't know if you know, but the distance of score, the net now affects that. But I just want everybody to be able to have an opportunity to go out there and play, and nobody's had the opportunity to go out there and play really at home.
What's been your mindset now going down the stretch to try and get the mentality shifted? Because they are facing everybody's best shot.
Mm-hmm.
Today, the first half seemed like it was more of a mental thing than it was a physical thing.
Yep,
The
you're right.
travels, the inerrant passes. How do you go in the halftime and talk to them, and then throughout the week preparation, getting ready, going down the stretch to the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to Temple, so if we're not locked in, ready to go, we will get beat. They are good there, but that's what I kind of said at halftime, like, we're turning the ball over. How many turnovers did we have? We had 24 turnovers. We don't do that. We don't turn the ball over. Against USF, we had 10, and they're a super aggressive defensive team. I honestly, she plays so many multiple defenses. She plays a box of one, 1-3-1, 2-3, and a man. And we had a bet upstairs like what she was going to play, and nobody picked man. Nobody thought she was going to play man. She hasn't played man on anybody that long besides us, And so that says that she just feels like we're all a threat to her, They did go in there 1-3-1, a couple of possessions, and Lish picked them apart and got that layup for, was it Moss? Who was it? I don't remember who it was. Got a wide open layup, and then she switched it back up. So, coming in the game, we had to prepare for every single different scenario, and we really, didn't prepare for in practice. We prepared for man, but we didn't prepare for denial, pressure the ball, switch everything, that kind of man. So that's the adjustment we had to make at halftime.
So, and you mentioned going to Philly and that being a tough place to play. What is it that's unique about that particular confine that makes it difficult for the team?
Well, they're good, and they got Mia Davis on their team. She's a really good coach, and they're fighting for position. I mean, they're tied 7-4 right now, tied with a bunch of teams, and so all these last games are really big. I told the team at the end of the game that every game is a big game for us because everybody's going to give us their best, because it's not just about UCF, it's about them fighting for position in the conference tournament.
We've talked a little bit too about focus, like surrounding, there were the one time you guys struggled with, we put it together with kind of that 6-day gap, and we don't have that problem here. What might be some other challenge between now and the end of the season that could be a focus issue? Because you basically, in the conference, you kind of locked that up, having swept Houston and USF.
Mm-hmm.
What is it from a coaching perspective to kind of to keep the foot on the gas to finish the season out?
I kind of just talked to him right after the game, like, we have to lock in because this is something that nobody's really done here at UCF, our team, what our team could be potentially ready to do. So we have to lock in, and they get it. They absolutely get it, and they also get who we're playing next. So they get that too, So I just said to them, we got to lock in. That's what championship teams do. And it's just, we're so close. It's not like we started the season already. We're like 2 weeks away to reaching some of the goals we need to reach. So we just need to lock in every single day in practice.
Last one.
Going into we talked about the stretch, going down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Are you focused only on mental? Like, I don't see a whole lot of physical in what their needs are and even the schemes that you're running. So is it just a mental thing that you're really going to be concentrating on?
Yeah, and then a little bit of schemes, because Temple's going to play a completely different basketball game than this team does, and they just got different players, and Mia Davis is just, potentially she's going to be player of the year, so she brings a lot, especially at home. So I think mental for sure, staying locked in. I say it all the time, just stay locked in. Don't who cares the next 2 weeks? You don't need friends. Like, just stay away from everybody, stay locked in, because I promise everybody, if we stay locked in and do what we need to do each and every game, everybody's going to benefit. It's not just going to be the people that are starting and playing, So that's why I always take one game at a time, though, because this team is completely different than Temple's team, and then whoever the next, I know who the next team is, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. Not everybody's the same. USF was completely different than this team, so we just got to lock in mentally, but we also have to, know the scouting report and kind of know what kind of team we're getting ready to face as we go into all the next games.